Okay, so last time, yeah, we read briefly about the type of food that we ate, right? So I think it's better to review this part. It's so important. It's so practical too, right? Last
Hmm.
we read the whole part, right?
Hmm.
Somehow, yes, as human, um, we have a choice to consume either healthy or unhealthy food, or even when we talk about spiritual practice, when we consume some kind of food, it may be and it may enhance our practice or it may obstruct our practice. So it's normal. Most of the time, people would just think, "Oh, okay, I just get the food, I just need to consume." But again, we need to be patient. We need to be careful what we consume. Mm, yeah, we talk about the spiritual aspect that when we have the bad order from garlic or onion, right, we attract the herbivores who lick their lip. So for um, for modern people, right, they may not believe that, right?
Oh, almost certainly they'd have some doubt about it. I think most people have onions and garlic so frequently that they may not really smell it on other people or on them. It's only if we don't eat it that we really smell the smell.
But someone's asked me that what happened with the powder garlic? There's no small smell. Can we still consume without any smell because of the powders? What do you think?
The Brahma Sutra is really clear on that. The Brahmanet Sutra, that this even not even the smallest amount is what it says. Um, I wondered about this plant that I have that's called Ajo Sacha. It grows in the rainforest and they use it for multiple purposes. They think that it gives them luck and they think that it helps them hunting or whatever, but also they use the roots for joint health, like for arthritis, and other things too, fevers, different things. And the leaves, it's a vine, so it looks nothing like an onion. It looks nothing like garlic. It doesn't grow like them. The leaves smell like garlic. And so it's called false garlic. And I kind of wonder about it because, well, is the Buddha going to list every plant that exists and try to describe it to people that you shouldn't have it? And so should we assume because it smells like garlic, it shouldn't be eaten? Um, because I don't think it has the same aphrodisiac effects. It definitely doesn't have the irritation effects because I have taken it as a tea before. And if anything, it's kind of warming and calming. Um, but I don't notice like the effects like garlic. So I do wonder about that one. I asked the Vietnamese master when he was here, and he was like, no, 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 that's not okay. Because he smelled it and it smelled like garlic. So
Yeah, actually, in cotton, our probably in cotton, especially in summertime, um, they grow a lot. They have the long, the long leaves. The what do you call
yeah,
it?
onion grass.
Like the what do you call? Mm, when you take when we drink when you go to Medano, you have the drink. What do you call that one? This
Draw.
straw. It's like the
Yeah.
straw.
Mhm.
It smell like garlic and
And
onion.
it's in the family. It's related botanically. So it's like
Mhm.
that one would definitely fall under this.
Mhm. Yeah, but here someone argue that well, since they extract uh, uh, mm, from the garlic onion, especially the garlic, and there's no more smelling because it's just the powder. It's no more smelling. Because in the past they could not do that. Now they have some kind of technology to extract the essence of the garlic, not the smell. Of course, um, for us, if we want to be strict on this type of mm, uh, vegetables, we need to stay away. But for other people, they say, since it's no more smell, I would not be smell like other people. I want to attract, well, I want to attract the Holy Ghost then to smell my body then, or to clip my lip then.
So, you say to clip my lip. So they're not using it for flavor in cooking. They're just using it for as like a medicine.
Mhm.
And then I wonder if it still has the aphrodisiac effects.
I think so. They still have that. Even the extract from
I
the
would think so too, yeah.
that's why they make the peel, right?
Hmm.
So they over counter, right? They make the peel, the over counter, people can buy, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so yeah. Uh, um yeah, again, only when someone entered samadhi, they could have the second power to see beings that surround them. Otherwise, they would not care much whether they consume garlic or onion, right? Mm. Uh, okay. Mm. Mm. But here the Buddha say that even the little amount of garlic onion can draw the demon, and eventually the demon uh, will control us to follow their path, and we dread the bad karma until we go down there with them. Yeah. Um, ah. What do you think? Is this serious or just the secondary concern about eating this type of fine pungent roots? What do you think?
It probably becomes more and more serious the more seriously someone practices meditation.
Mm.
For a layperson who is, married and isn't going into like really deep samadhi, my guess is that the demons will really want to go after those who are more like they've developed more ability in that area. Um, because there's so many people that eat onions and garlic every day. I mean, I wonder it would seem like because of the vows, like if someone took vows of celibacy and then they were eating these, that would be like a bigger issue because there's no outlet for that increase of desire. Whereas if someone is in a marriage, then there is sort of a natural outlet.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's what I think. But it's still, yeah, I mean, it still could be a problem even in a normal, like even in a marriage situation, because if someone has too much desire, then and it doesn't match their partner, then that can cause conflict and problems.
yeah. Mm. Yeah, even not talking about eating garlic or onion. Uh, yeah, for me personally, let's say even if I consume meat as so much protein, I don't know. It it's not easy to control the desire. It's not easy. Yeah, because if you have so much energy, right? And also
Yeah.
the energy, especially energy of animals, right? I don't know, it's hard.
I've found like I got back into weightlifting and my wife likes it if I have a little more muscle in it. I feel more energy and like I feel it in my mood too. But it requires a lot of protein intake and I eat vegetarian protein, but even a lot of vegetarian protein and exercise, it increases desire. Like
Yeah.
it
Mm-hmm.
it like pretty dramatically. And so that's something I'm kind of contemplating is like, where's the balance at for that in my life situation? Where's sort of the middle way? Because I want to exercise and stay conditioned, but maybe I don't need to go like full out with weightlifting is what I'm contemplating.
Yeah, again, this is the matter of choices, right? Because
Hmm.
we can consume, and somehow I have my digestion problems. Probably in some ways, I think that the blessing in disguise, so that I don't eat much.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
makes it easier to do if you do the one meal a day, it probably makes it a lot easier. Probably you'd rather not do anything else.
Yeah, I saw that many monks who my age, yeah, they weigh more than me.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah.
No, sometimes it's just the blessing in disguise, right? I don't know.
Yeah. I wonder if other than the discomfort, if there's any blood changes that would be of concern. Like if you're not getting enough nutrients, then you wouldn't have your albumin level would be low. So if like your albumin level is normal, then you're getting like enough protein to like remain in reasonable health. So it may be that it's just a matter of discomfort and not necessarily like risking your longevity or your health if you're getting a minimum amount, if you're getting it enough.
So yeah, I think I'm on that kind of minimum line there.
Hmm.
uh, yeah, I guess that if I don't have this kind of digestion problem, so probably I may be bigger. I don't know. Anyway, so uh, again, it is not easy. So sometimes we can see two sides of the coins. Sometimes it's it's going smoothly, but somehow it may endanger our practice and vice versa, right? If sometimes if we have some kind of illnesses, right, it may be the blessing in disguise to remind us that we need to do more practice. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, let me go to move on. What are the basic causes? Ananda, to those practitioners uh, who wish to enter the state of samadhi should first observe strict rules of pure living to cut lust from the mind by abstaining from meat and wine, by taking cooked instead of raw foods. Ananda, if they do not abstain from carnality and killing, they will never escape from the three worlds of existence. Um, they should consider lust as dangerous as poisonous snake and a deadly foe. They should begin by strictly observing the Hinayana for prohibition for monks and eight for nuns, to regulate the bodies, and then adherent to the Bodhisattva discipline to ensure the non-stealing of the mind. Let me stop here. Yeah, while I have that full conversation with you, I was thinking about the Catholic priest. They could eat meat, drink beer, alcohol. I don't know how can they handle the spiritual practice.
Yeah, because alcohol is really disinhibiting.
Yes.
And I mean, until someone is really established in an enlightened mind state, I predict there's like a constant vigilance against those sorts of like just the three poisons arising.
Yeah, talking about the meat, right? Definitely, when we consume the animal meat, yeah, we consume those kind of negative or black energy from them. And on the top of that, the alcohol make us crazy. mentally, so I don't know how they can handle the spiritual life. I don't know how. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, historically, popes were not very spiritual,
Mm.
like the central of the Catholic Church. They were like very worldly people, very immersed in luxury and material wealth and comfort. And actually, also, the popes had mistresses.
Yeah. Hmm.
So, if that's at the very top, and then we do have all of those different all the scandals that came out of the Catholic Church with the abuse of children. So that may be connected.
So that's even, yeah, for me, yeah, to consume vegetable, vegetarian meal, and sometimes I thought that even some of my Dharma brothers, like Buddhist monk, yeah, if they consume too much, yeah, they have so much weight. Not talking about consuming meat and drinking alcohol. Again, I don't know how can they demand celibacy, right? There's no, it's go beyond my thinking because if they have that type of protein plus if they have that kind of stimulation from alcohol, yeah, I don't know how to handle that type of lifestyle. Um, yeah, to remain celibacy. Yeah.
I'm not sure either.
Yeah. Mm. So of course they advocates that the priest should marry, but somehow is that, yeah, that the problem anyway. So again, it's pretty clear, right? It's pretty clear cut that there's no way for us to control our, especially our sense of desire if we consume meat and wine. Hmm. There's no way. Yeah, it's better to stay out there instead of become a monastic. And here somehow the Buddha remind us that we need to, especially for us, for the Buddhist monks, need to observe strictly the four prohibition for monks and eight for nuns. You know that one, right?
No, I'm not sure.
Basically, the first one is definitely no, yeah, no sexuality, right, for the monks. The second one is no stealing. Mm. And the third one, of course, no lying. The big lie is that let's say I claim I'm the arhat. That's a big lie, right? To cheat other people. I say, we gotta say if I say something that untruthful, it's just a minor. The major one is that I claim myself as awakening person, a holy person. That's more serious because I may cheat other people. They may trust me. That's the serious one. And of course, the last one is no killing other human beings. So these are the four chemicals or four most important uh, rules for the monks. Yeah. Mm. Okay. But so here, so somehow we can see the harmonize between the Mahayana and the Theravada, right? One to follow the Theravada's um, rules, and also on the top that we follow Bodhisattva rules. Um, so it's one aspect of that. I think you read the story of my grandmaster, right? Suyen, you read?
Yes, it's been a while, but yes, I have read it.
So one day, I don't know whether you read the story. One day, somehow he stopped by at the bank of a river, and he saw there was a drowned girl. So he jumped out to rescue her. You know that story?
It's vaguely familiar, but I don't remember that one in totality. There's a couple from it I remember clearly, but
Oh,
not
I
that.
can. again, let's say if someone just stick with the rather precept, no way for us to touch with the girl. But so if that's the case, they may just stay there and stare at the drowning girl. They would not do anything else because if they jump down, they would violate the precept. If they jump down to rescue her, to carry her up, right? They would
Hmm.
violate the precept. They would break the precept. But because here the Bodhisattva precept on the top of the regular one, that you need to jump out to help others, to rescue others, even you break the precept. And of course, this depends upon the state of mind too. Mm. So I think in the Zen tradition, you know the story that is to Dharma brother, right? And
They're carrying the woman across the river.
and another one still wonder, hey, you break the precept, and
Yeah.
carry, oh, I drop her there. You still carry her in your mind.
Yeah.
It's a bit tricky, right? So
Yeah.
mhm,
Yeah. Because almost in this world, it's hard to create a rule that is completely absolute because there's just such complexity of situations that, like, the rule of compassion is much more dynamic, where we can, we use our wisdom and have to adjust to a situation because it would clearly be ridiculous to like let a girl drown.
mhm.
Like clearly, yeah. So
If it were a Theravada monks, they would not jump down. They would let that girl die then. Yeah, because at the moment that they jump down to carry her up, and they think that they break precept. But for the Mahayana tradition, yes, we keep precept, but in the emergency case, yeah, we need to step out, help others to rescue their life. That's more urgent. That's why for the Buddhist precept, the first one is no killing. At the in the Brahmana Sutra, right? The first major one is no killing. But for the Theravada precept, the first one is no sexual conduct, right?
oh wow.
You don't recognize that?
Yeah, that's very interesting between the two because one is seems much more grave
Yeah.
than the other.
Yeah. Because yes, for the Theravada monks, the purpose of become a monk is to get out of the birth cycle. That's why they need to cut off completely the sexuality, right? The sexual desire. But for
Mhm.
Bodhisattva, they know that they may be reborn again and again until they become Buddha. So the most important one is not to harm or to kill others. Because if they kill or harm others, they cut off their relationship with other sentient beings. They damage or they harm their compassionate mind. So Bodhisattva path based on compassion to take care of others, to sacrifice our life for others. But on the other hand, there are amongst the important thing is to get out of the cycle of the birth as soon as possible. You need to cut off your relationship with anyone else as far as possible so that you can get out. That's all. Yeah, so that's why I think that's the combination of this type of precept, the Theravada and Maya is so wonderful, right? So that
Mhm.
we can be flexible with the situation. Otherwise, if they're so strict with one, especially Theravada rules, there's no way. There's no way for them to have. Uh, okay, so you know Kristen, right? Miss Christie, right? The one who used to come here. Chris,
Christy,
what's her name? Is that right? Kristen, right?
Kirsten.
Houston, yeah. So
Hmm.
she used to go to the Burmese temple, and she told us that this all. American monks who follow that Theravada tradition. So he walked back and forth on the road to beg for food, but no one gave him the food. And this is just two line. I mean that actually one line street. The street dangerous for people to walk on the street, but he followed that type of tradition to go out and beg for food. But most of the time, people would not recognize who he is.
Yeah, they wouldn't know what's going on. Yeah.
So he would not. So anyway, it's not easy, and anyways, most of the time, either the Buddhist people bring the food to them, or they go to the Thai temple to consume the food.
Okay.
And, remember the temple on the New Cut Road? I think you be there before, right? The one that we passed to the Burmese Buddhist communities. You don't know that?
Oh, I haven't been to any other temple in Kentucky except for Buddha Blessed.
Yeah, before we move here, we have a small temple there over there. It's on New Cut.
Oh, you had one. Yeah, that one. I remember we did the 108 Avalokiteshvara, the great compassion mantra. We did that there once. Yeah.
So when we turn out that center to them, actually, yeah, we sold them, but they pay monthly payment anyway. So they um they cook meat, garlic, onion, and so forth at their temple because they follow the Theravada tradition. And
Wow.
since I left that place, I have not been inside the temple yet. But the young monk and old people, they say that whenever they step into the temple, they smell terribly because they,
Oh man.
that they cook meat and they
Yeah.
cook garlic onion. Anyway, so that's a choice. That's a choice, and wish that next lifetime, uh, if I'm Buddhist again, I would not follow that type of path. Even I'm Buddhist, but I would not follow that kind of path that consumes it. Right? Uh,
Yeah.
we may break karma, but we don't know. Mm.
Yeah. I mean, it seems such an obvious step for compassion. Like it's one of the easier ones to contemplate and see very clearly. Um, and then, sexual desire, it may be a little harder to contemplate and see the problems in it, but I mean, once you've lived a certain amount of time, if you're aware of the teaching that it's an affliction, like Master Swanhua was really, I remember the way he wrote about that in one of his sutra commentaries. We people think it's such a great thing. They don't really recognize that it's an affliction. Like it's the constantly refreshing desire that's never going to be satisfied, and then it is the driving force for a lot of different conflict. But it's also connected with why we're here too. So yeah, it's that one's it seems like the meat should be even easier to see. So if they can see it in sexual desire, it's surprising that they can't see it in meat. And it would seem to be a willful not seeing on a certain level.
Mhm.
That like I'd have to really like meat and not want to think about it.
Mhm.
Um, in order because it's I guess it'd be two different scenarios. If they are doing it and they know it's wrong and they're clear about it being wrong, like that's different than doing it and not knowing it's wrong,
Mhm.
thinking that it's neutral or totally fine.
Yeah, so I think yeah, in my mind, we wish next lifetime I would not consume any kind of meat at all when I was born again. Even
Mhm.
now, whenever I smell, especially this chicken, I could not handle that. I could not handle the smell of the chicken, not talking about poop inside my mouth. Uh, the beef and so forth. And put this way, it's so disgusted for me. I could not. I cannot put it in my mouth. So hope the next lifetime I carry on that type of how to prepare and not consume any kind of meat at all. At least, I would not create that type of killing karma, right, indirect way to all the sentient beings. or borrow the body of their lives. Um, yeah, so it's it's just a practice uh, that we build up so many years, and we get used of that. And once we step out that type of boundary, somehow we feel we're gonna feel comfortably, right? Because we get
Mhm.
used to that. That's why one of the the benefit aspect of the preset, that when we get used of living that type boundary, we feel safe, and we feel more comfortable. But if we step out, we know that we violate, we know that somehow there is some type of karma there. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Uh, it's so obvious for me, especially when they talk about consuming meat, not talk about alcohol. There's no way.
Oh yeah, for yeah.
No way. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. So how could we control those type of
Mhm.
substance? Before we go, in our Vietnamese tradition, what do you call? Uh, and most of us love that. So let's put this way. Okay, so they cook the the sweet rice, right? The sweet rice, and
Mhm.
they make it like meatball. I mean, it's a silent meatball, not the meatball by itself, but they make it like the meatball, and they put in the jar, and they pour some kind of what called, yeast, right? You could say yeast, right?
Okay.
So that it have what called formation, right?
Fermentation.
Fermentation, and this and and it smell like alcohol, but on top of that it's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Love to eat those kind of I don't know what they call, with the sweet rice. When I was young, I loved that.
Oh,
They and Buddhist people asking me, can they consume that?
uh-huh.
If you want to stay away, just stay away. Don't jump into them. You
Because
know,
it's alcohol, right? It is alcohol.
no, they don't use alcohol. It's not. It's not the
But
alcohol, but
but
the
doesn't the
yeast is.
doesn't the yeast make the alcohol?
No, it's not alcohol. It's
Oh,
the yeast that make the fermentation, right? We call fermentation,
yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
still like alcohol, but not alcohol.
So there's a thing like that. Kombucha it's a symbiotic colony of bacteria and yeast,
Mhm.
and it'll eat sugar and caffeine, and it'll create this fermented beverage that's non-alcoholic. But it tastes kind of a little bit like it's carbonated usually, and it tastes a bit like vinegar.
Not vinegar. That is pretty sweet, but
Huh.
it's sour and it's sweet. That's why people love that.
I've recently seen a product that is fermented cane sugar. I think it's called Rebulose, and it's sweet, and it's a fermentation product. So maybe it's a yeast like that makes. Oh, okay, something like that. Yeah.
You have not consumed that before, right?
No, I haven't tried it. It
Yeah,
sounds like it might be good.
temple. Yeah, but the Vietnamese people, they love that. When I was young, I loved that. Yeah, it's just that kind of fermentation. It's sweet and sour, and when we mix with the sweet rice, is delicious. But again, it's better to stay away.
Oh, even though there's no alcohol, just because of.
It smells somehow it smell like alcohol, but not much.
Oh, just like a teeny bit. Okay.
You can feel that, like you just mentioned about some kind of bacteria, right? That
Mhm.
um develop from the that kind of fermentation, right? Like root beer, right? Is that right?
Oh, root beer. That's with what is it? The root, is it chicory root or sarsaparilla? I think it's chicory root.
But it's much stronger than root beer. You can smell the some part of alcohol that, but it's not like alcohol.
Okay.
but it's sweet and sour.
Okay.
Anyway, so again, uh, so depend how we want to keep our body, at least our body pure, right? So that we can take care of our mind. Otherwise, if we don't know how to keep our body pure, it's no way for us to keep our mind pure, right? Mm.
Mm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's
I
keep
know.
reading. Yeah, see here.